Welcome everybody to the Creative Point of View. I'm here with my very special guests, three very important people, as well as me. I'm going to introduce you according to how I see in my view, okay? So if I go to my right, I'm going to look at the handsome, the Ghanaian. You know, we have fights within our countries, but we are an example of how we pull together. Jukey Juke, the second pencil, co-founder. Look at that. Flex the arms, flex the arms. Let's see. Come on, fine boy.
Come on.
Fine boy. Look at that. And then below me, and that's from my point of view again, below me is the awesome. We call her Coach. She's giggling right now. I don't know where she's holding it in. We call her Coach. She is the amazing coach. She's coached every single one of us. She makes us laugh. We look to her for everything. The amazing Lauren DeVeres, aka
LDV, baby.
LDV. What's it now? LDV. Come on now. LDV. Yeah, LDV. And then last and not least, in the diagonal corner to my right, bottom right, they call him the girl damn sugar. Oh my gosh. It is Mr. Nate Dizzle. Look, even Lauren's doing it. Lauren knows. Lauren knows. I didn't even have to say it. Lauren had already did it. It is Mr. Nate McKenzie. Look at him. He was all like this before, but then now he's just doing the hand wave. Oh yeah, I'm well. Let me get ghetto now.
Oh mate. Oh sure.
How was that?
That was great. Great. So we're ready for this. Let's go, people.
You know. So, Duke, let me hand off to you so that we can start off what we're going to be speaking about today.
So, this is episode 1 of Creative Point of View, and today I'm going to be talking about, or my question is to you guys, is as creatives, how important is it to look at different inspiration apart from using the internet or social media as a main source of inspiration?
Oh, okay. How important is it to seek inspiration?
Yeah, so apart from using, like when you're looking for ideas or you're looking for inspiration, the first thing you do is go to the internet or go to social media. It's easy, it's accessible. Very rare that people find their sources of inspiration. So I want to know from you guys, is that something that you do? Have you done that recently? Did you used to do it? If you don't do it now, why don't you? How do you secure inspiration? Other than,
do you know what? If I'm being honest, I think, like, for example, when I'm looking for inspiration, I haven't done much book reading. I guess being at home, the internet is the thing that I go to straight. I mean, most of the things that I do is either go to the net, Pinterest, and Giphy, depending on what it is. So if it's a logo or anything like that, I'll go to Pinterest and search on the net. If it's anything to do with video, sometimes I go to Pinterest and I go to Giphy, just to give me some, like, I put in some words after I've done my research. At the end of the day, put in some words according to what I found out, what I've done brainstorming with, and see what comes up and take inspiration from those. But sometimes the inspiration sometimes comes from something that I've already seen. So it's like, you give me a project, oh, I want to do something involved in football. And when they talk about the topic or the theme, sometimes without even thinking, the ideas from maybe from the past that I've probably had locked in my brain from ages ago, suddenly just comes back. So it probably starts from there. And then I start looking for references according to that. But you know, other ways I could do it is, like, you can find inspiration. I think I've done a course where someone does inspiration from just walking outside. He gets all his ideas from walking outside, taking a picture, and then coming in and then just drawing whatever comes to mind with that, you know, depending on what the picture is, whether you can draw outlines of a and it could be a very simple. It doesn't have to be like a detailed drawing. It's just kind of like he's seen a lamppost and he's used that lamppost to turn it into something like a stick man doing a skateboard. So inspiration can come from everywhere, but it just depends. But at the same time, it's good to be able to look at things. I get things from movies. I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of anime. So sometimes ideas may come from there. Again, like I said, most of the things that you have deep into, at least one thing will come out. So yeah, that's me.
Cool. Lauren.
Nice, I like that. I think I was thinking as you were talking, like all of that, I'm like, yes, I'm with you on that completely. But I did a bit of a sidestep probably across December, a little bit of January, where I actually took myself away from everything, external inspiration, to look at from like an internal inspiration point of view. Like, what did I really want to put out there? What was me, rather than being subconsciously influenced by things around me. So I kind of did that, which was really interesting and really insightful. And I'm continuing that as well throughout with what I'm doing. But one of the things I found really helpful is research. So if I'm researching a specific topic and I'm delving into it, I go like you just go deeper and deeper and deeper. I don't know if anyone else gets that, but you just keep going and going, and you find all these amazing things, and that just gives me so much inspiration to do what I want. And I think the research always starts with consumer, like customer. So whatever I think the customer journey is, I start from there and then I build on it, because I think that's where, if you get it right, then it should work, right? If it's customer focused. So yeah, I think that's probably what I'd say.
Okay, cool. Nate Dizzle.
So you're talking about where I draw inspiration from outside of like digital world?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably say I draw inspiration from like friends and family, but probably my biggest inspiration is from like books. So I tend to like, once I hit a brick wall, normally I feel like I've spent too much time on like the internet or social media or stuff like that. And I go back to basics, like from when I really first started this venture with 2 pencils and a pad. And there was a part of me where I felt really anxious at the start. And I used to think, have I done enough work, or am I going down the right path? Or you have loads of questions. And even during the pandemic, I had a lot of parts of me where I felt like I wasn't really exceeding expectation or doing the best I possibly could. Or it was just mainly that really. So most of it comes from just reading books. And I'm reading this book at the moment from Kubi Springer, I Am My Brand. And I tell you, it's like gold dust. It's literally like gold dust to me. Some of the experiences and the little details she says on what you should be looking at and what you shouldn't be looking at in terms of like just branding itself and the journeys and experience she's been through, I can relate to a lot. And that draws me inspiration, because she's giving me almost like her journey, but I can put my flavor onto it too. And so no matter what she says, I don't take it as gospel, but I take it as experience, and I learn from that. And then think about how could I implement that in my system. And that's where I draw inspiration. Like, oh, I'm not actually looking at the business like that. I can look at it like this too, but also I want to achieve this. So I'll just critique it to make sure that it fits in my system. So that's where I draw my inspiration from. Is most of it is other people's experiences. And I love to bounce ideas. Like Lauren will tell you, I'll be like, I've got this idea, or this is happening. What do you think? And she does the same to me. And that's where I get my inspiration. And then I'm off. I won't speak to her for like 2 weeks. He's like,
it's a 1 o'clock in the morning job.
Yeah. Like, Nate, I've got this idea. And I'll be like, what is it? And then I go, actually, I can use that too. And then it's just like that. Likewise. And you know me, I'll message you, Duke, and I'll be like, yo, I've got this idea or this vision. Michael will know this. I'll be like, in 2 years' time, this is how I see it. And that's been drawn from something I read, something I saw, and I just plant it. I don't really go and share it sometimes. I plant and go, all right, that's what's going to happen in 2 years. That's going to happen in 5 years. So it's all about maybe just use all the inspiration at once. I just use it gradually. Fuel. So I go, actually, I've planted these to grow at this time, and a lot of way. So that's where I get it from. This book here, and My Brand by Kubi Springer, because it is like my Bible at the moment. You know, she said she's got a section in here called "Branding is like dating." I was like, it had me. Like, as soon as I read that, I was like, okay, I need to read this now. So yeah, that's where my inspiration comes from. Books and people that are like-minded.
Cool. Thank you.
Just quickly, Nate. So like you said that you like to say that this is what you're doing in 2 years, 3 years, and everything. But do you actually write them down?
Yeah.
So you have them written down and you keep them
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say, because I believe, and I get this from a spiritual, is actually in the Bible, but I believe that when you have better chance of actually making it happen if you have it written down, even if you don't, because we have a lot of, like, we're talking about inspiration, but we have a lot of inspiration that comes to us when we're not even looking for inspiration. So like, when we daydream, when we're not even expecting it, sometimes ideas just come into our head.
In the shower.
Yeah, even in the shower, while you're cooking, while you're even doing like everyday normal stuff. Inspiration always comes, but sometimes we don't like document it down. So we just like, oh, that's a good idea, and then we totally forget about it. And then when we try to think about it again, we totally forgot, or something else has come. And we don't know that if that thing is such a great idea that could have made an impact, not just to us, but to people around us. Like, every one of us have like, we're on this earth for a reason, to be able to help someone. We're here to serve somebody. Every idea that we have helps us, but also serves someone else. So that's why I just wanted to check, because boy, it's all good saying that, oh yeah, I've got an idea and everything like that, but if you don't document it down, sometimes you can just lose it.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
I think
Mike, have you writing things down? Because I know when you say that, I think of you straight away. So how are you now compared to before?
So yes, I'm better now. No. I'm totally better now than before, because like, I have ideas, like stories and all that type of stuff. So I document like bullet points. Before, I used to think I need to write down a whole script, but then I'm just kind of like, okay, let me just document. This is the paragraph I write of this story. This is the paragraph I write of that story. And then when I can come back to it and I've got time to flesh it out, at least it's there, and I'm like, oh yes, I remember. It makes it so much easier.
Okay, cool.
Duke, what about you?
So for me, when I'm looking for inspiration, if it's not from the internet or sort of like social media, I look to like music as an inspiration. Music triggers a lot of my ideas. So I might be listening to a particular track and that will give me an idea, or there's like a word in the song and it's like a trigger for me, and that will allow me to think of like ideas for a particular concept. If it's not music, then it's movies. Sometimes there's a certain scene in a movie that can also spark an idea as well for me. And if I'm really, really stuck, I have this little gem book that I bought a couple of years ago called a Symbols and Guide Bible, that has little icons for every element throughout history. And if I'm really, really stuck, I go to it and sort of like look and just see what's in there and see what's interesting. So like this book, if you ever get a chance, or when we come out of lockdown, I'll share this with you. But this has got so many little interesting things. And when you're really, really stuck, it can kind of just help open your mind. So those are like my 3 go-tos.
I love that. Can I just say, if I knew this was like a book plugging thing, I love that, Duke. I didn't know that. That was interesting.
Well, if you don't know, now you know.
I think, I think I need to be reading. I'm looking at my shelf of books, and there's quite a few books that I need to get on. Even if I just look, I'm really bad when it comes to books. Sometimes I can start but never finish. So I need to even if it's
I'm
just
with
20.
you, Mike.
Huh?
I'm with you. Like, I never finish
Thank
a
God
book.
it's not me with you.
I never finish a book. So I'm like, I love the fact that people read books. It's just not my style. And I think like, just that's okay. Like, there's no right or wrong. But I love that.